All right. Hey, everyone. Good evening. If you are joining me now, I don't know why my screen is in this circle shape. I clicked a lot of buttons to not be in this circle shape, but I am still here. So I just said I'm going to hop on. Tonight is channeled messages, or tonight are channeled messages to take us and navigate us through the energy of February. I am not feeling also at my 100%, so I'm not going to be on here long, but I didn't want to reschedule. So I said, let's just still hop on and see what comes up. All right. So let me know that you are here in the chat. Love to say, hey, before we get started. Also, let me know, do you see me in the circle or do I look like regular? Because I don't know. All right. I'm going to go ahead and jump in. All right. So this is February of 2026. And so we are tapping in to understand kind of the energetic forecast and themes that are showing up for us this February. Hey, Sherma. Hey, Pineapple Goddess. Am I in the circle, y'all? You see me in the circle. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I went out, I came back in, I clicked all of the buttons. I don't know. That's okay though. Which is funny because one of the themes for February, is really about going with the flow. So I'm going to circle back to that one. Hi, taste of righteousness. Of righteousness. I'm making up words. I was like, righteousness. Interesting word. I like it. But taste of righteousness. All right. So one of the kind of pervasive things. So a few things happen. One, when I'm doing these channel messages, I am receiving in the moment, right? But then I'm coming into the session or into the live with a little bit of, okay, like I've tapped into the field and what is kind of prevalent in the field, right? What are the themes, what are the energies that are presenting themselves? And then as we talk, I start to do the channeled aspect. So I'm going to start with the themes that are kind of currently prevalent in the field, and then we will switch over into the channeled messages. All right. So one of the themes for February is around being in flow. And I thought that this was interesting because the energy in January was about like not really making rash decisions, like, kind of sitting in things and letting things stew and not being moved by the energy of the world. And this is a slight continuation of that, but slightly different, right? This is really tapping in and trusting your inner knowing, inner wisdom, inner self, and allowing yourself to be in flow with that. So what does that mean? That looks like when you start having that internal dialogue with yourself that is talking you out of an idea, that's talking you out of a divine download, that's talking you out of something, right? When you get into your head and you find yourself in the back and forth in your head, that is us not being in this energy of flow. And the energy of February is about the ability to be able to harness and bring things to fruit, right? Really being able to, I'm going to use manifest in my air quotes because we're always manifesting, right? But really being able to capitalize and bring things to harvest if you allow yourself to be in flow. Another example that they're giving me here is, let's say you were locked in on, I'm going to go to the car dealership and no, you were like, I'm going to get a car in February. And then you were locked in on, I'm going to go to the car dealership and there's a Honda Acura. Are those still cars? Do they still make those? I don't know. I'm going to get a Honda Acura. Are they even? Okay. I'm going to get a Honda Acura. This, right? You're locked in. That's what you are. But then like that morning or the night before you go to bed and you're thinking about the car and then you get this impulse, you like see something else and you're like, ooh, but this Honda Celica, y'all, I don't know cars. This Honda Celica, has increased mileage. Oh, they're running a special on it, right? So being in flow allows you to move with the energy of what the Honda Celica is showing you, right? As opposed to being locked into the rigidness of, well, I've wanted this accurate, I've researched this accurate, I've done all of these things, because they're saying like in this, like when you're allowing yourself to be in flow and be in spirit, right? Be in that thing, you'll see it's like the difference between like what you think you want and need versus like, oh wait, no, but here's really this opportunity that's so aligned with what you're saying that you want and what you need. So this month they're talking about like the synchronicities and the possibility for synchronicities to really show themselves in a way, as long as you allow yourself to be in flow. And they're bringing me back to the mind, right? So really being mindful of the back and forth and the internal chatter, almost like talking yourself out of doing the things that are kind of populating in your mind. Okay, so theme number one, being in flow, not talking ourselves out of things, and asking for clarity around ways to get to things in the most efficient way. Right? So what am I saying? Getting to things in the most efficient way. Why am I saying that? There are many ways for us to get to a desired endpoint, right? But are all of those ways the best use of our time, right? Are all of those ways efficient? Are all of those ways the most effective? No, they're not, right? And this also goes back to that being in flow, right? If you're open to the direction. So, I always talk about like find the energy of the intention that you want, right? So you put that energy and that intention out, and then you kind of are able to disconnect a little bit from the thing. And so if you were clear about the energy of the intention that you want, and then you're asking for clarity about the most effective and efficient way to get there, and then you're tapped in to when those opportunities come, that might look like a diversion, right? It might look like a derailment. It might look like sending you down a different path, but you have to trust and know that it is in service to the energy that you said that you wanted, right? We're just trying to get you there on the most efficient path, right? Without all of the detours. The other thing, part of it is I get like out of breath really fast here. The other theme that was coming up for this month is being in the energy of, oh, I guess this is kind of similar too, but it's different. It's about being in the energy of reception, or so the divine feminine, or the feminine energy. The energy of the month is, so like feminine energy is receiving, intuition. Masculine energy is doing, right? Doing, pushing, strategy, moving through. Not to say that in feminine energy we don't do those things, we just do them differently. February is cultivating or calling forward that energy of being in reception, of meditating, right? If you have some type of practice where you're able to just kind of go really tap in, that's like really tap in. If you are working on spiritual ascension, if you're working on trying to, remember last month, January, I think I said January like wasn't the time to push if you were like trying to hone in on your Akashic records and things like that, because the energy was it. This is the month. This is the month, right? If you were trying to tighten up, develop all of those things, those skills, those intuition, all of that stuff, this is the month to do that. But how are you going to do it? You're going to do it by a lot, not by force, right? By intention, by allowing the energy to move, and by being receptive, and by being open. They're also showing me here, this month is a good month to do a lot of, or not a lot of, but this is a good month to do work around the heart and the heart chakra. And this has to do with, although Valentine's Day is not a real thing, right? I talk about this idea of like the collective energy grid. So the collective energy grid is in alignment with the collective energy grid has already bought into this idea of love, of the heart, of the space, and all of this stuff. And so again, we don't fight that, right? You just learn how to lean into it and how to utilize the particular energy that's already prevalent in the matrix. So the energy that is for this month does deal with the heart. So this is a good time to, if you want to work on releasing things, past hurts, right? Uncovering aspects of the heart that might still need healing. I'm not getting like, yeah, I'm not getting, and now you're going to go and start your most serious relationship and pour out all of your heartfelt secrets and like all of that, right? That's not necessarily the energy that I'm tapping into as it relates to the heart work that's coming up. But they're showing me like things that are like being stitched and like healed over, right? And this can be familial relationships. They're wanting me to point that out. This can be familial relationships, particularly there seems to be maybe a lot of like mother father, not mother father, mother son, that mother son energy. This is a good time to work on kind of coming into bringing that. So they're showing me like this weaving and the kind of almost this like bringing together that there's a like a patch. I can't think of what it is, but it's like you would put it on yourself and then it like used to bring the skin together and it kind of like would heal it and mend it. That's kind of the imagery that they're showing me around there. So that's that one. Just gonna just check in. How we doing? How y'all doing? Hey Kirsten, good to always here. Hey girly, 200. Let me see, is anything else coming? Okay, they're bringing me to finances. I'm going to offer an activity that you can do for, let me see if it's for, I'm going to offer an activity that you can do, at some point this month, the energy of this month, the energy of this month, although we're saying it's February, the energy actually switches going into the 20s, into the end of the month. So this is something that if you're going to do this, I would do it closer to the beginning of the month. I'm just trying to get clarity on, sometimes things look the same to me. So just give me a second. You can take basil. Okay, so like store basil. This basil you buy in a store, basil you eat fresh basil. Fresh basil though, fresh basil. You can take fresh basil and you're gonna make you can make like a wash with the basil. So like just a bowl with some basil that you're gonna put in there, and like you can use this to wash your money. So in the bowl, sorry, y'all, sorry. I start getting two cross things. So in the bowl with water, you'll put basil. You will have, let me see, do I have anything over here? I don't. Here, I'll just use this paper towel. Use just napkin. So imagine these are like my little strips of basil. Okay. So these are my basil leaves. These are my various basil leaves. Okay. So I have my bowl of water. I have my various basil leaves. In the bowl of water, I'm just gonna basically macerate the basil, right? I'm going to macerate the basil into the bowl of water, but I don't want to break it down so big. Like I still want the basil to be relatively, whole leaves, but I'm going to, do that so that the essence and all of that stuff is getting into the bowl of water. I'm going to pray. We're praying for abundance. We're praying for wealth, right? You're praying for all of those things. You're asking the energy of the basil to come forward. And then you're going to take some money, okay? And you're going to put the money in the bowl with the basil, and you're going to wash the money. And while you're washing the money, you're also praying, right? You're praying for replication. You're praying for your money to flow. You're praying for one of the things they say is water has no enemy, right? So may your money and you never be enemies, right? So you're praying for these types of things with the water. You're using the basil to also clean the water. When you're done, you're going to take that money. So don't use a lot. This money you're just going to keep in your wallet or wherever you keep your money at. You're going to keep that with you for the month. So you're not going to spend it. Okay. So if it's $1, if it's $5, if it's $10, whatever it is, you're not going to spend it. You're going to keep that as your attractor. That's your attraction point for the month. Okay. You're going to keep that in your wallet. The water that you use to make the wash, if there are multiple things they're offering that you can do with that, if you have an ancestor altar, you can take that water and sit it at your ancestor altar a day or a night or whatever, right? The next day, kind of toss it again with prayers. You can offer it outside. You can, they're showing me like that's a hoodoo word. We're not going to go into that one because responsibility. I'm trying to keep it general. So you could do it at your ancestor altar. You can, oh, you know what? I love this one also. I love to do this. You can just use it to wash your hands. Like you could dump it, in the water. I mean, as you're pouring it out, just use it to wash your hands. And again, pray that your hands are attractors for money, right? That type of thing. And then the last one is you can offer it to a tree, right? So pour it out at the tree. And again, you're praying in that energy. So that's what they're offering. But the point, what they're making here, and so they're wanting me to offer this part. If that doesn't resonate for you, you can create any type of attractor that you want. But the linchpin here is that you thing that you're going to use as that attractor point for the month that has been fed energy, right? That feeding of the energy could simply be every day, thank you. One of the things that I say around money is I love money. Money loves me. Anytime money leaves, money returns with friends, right? Money does not like to stay away from me long, right? It's one of the things that I say around money. So if you don't want to go through all that, you're just going to get some money. You're going to program it, whatever your program is, and then don't spend it. Right. And the intention is that you are activating that as the thing that is your attractor. At the end of the month, that's when you're going to spend it on something that not like, something that will bring you joy, that will make you happy, not a bill, right? Not some mundane task, something that is going to bring you some type of the energy that is going to match the energy of this thing that you're saying you want, right? Abundance, wealth, joy, whatever that is. All right. So any questions? So I do have, just before I told y'all, so if you came on late, I said I'm not feeling very well today, so I hopped on just because I said I was going to do it, but I wasn't going to stay long tonight. So this is me not staying long. I will take a few questions. If you have questions, you could pop in the chat while you are thinking about if you have any questions to pop in the chat. I'll just tell you what's coming up. So, oh, my new book. Oh, I don't have it over here. Egbe Orun, the soul group that remembers you, is out on pre-sale now for ebooks. But I do have a limited number of signed copies. I think like earlier today, I think I have like 15 signed copies left. Or yeah, 15 signed copies. So if you want a signed copy, all of those links are in the description. But that's out February 17th. We're going to do the book launch party here on YouTube. So join us. Yay, I'm excited about that. Next week, Wednesday, I'm back for Ask Me Anything. So you can always submit your questions, at, oh wait, I'm not thinking because I haven't even, you can, nope, that's the wrong one. Sorry. I'm gonna get it together, y'all. There we go. You can drop your questions at shehealinginstitute.com. Ask. Next Monday, we have a spiritual bath masterclass where I will be showing you how to make baths for love, protection, clearing, and money, actually. This is the key though, they're using everyday ingredients, right? So they're like maybe 4 ingredients that are not just your normal kind of staple ingredients that you need to buy, but once you have them, they last for a really long time, right? And they're not difficult. I have an Amazon list where you can get them from. You will get the list of things that you need, because in the class we're going to do live demo. So the baths that we're going to make in the class, you get the email of what that is that you need, and then you get recipe cards with all of the other things. So that's happening. And I think that is it, kind of off the top of my head. Oh, yes. Yes, I love Egbe. And it's so funny. So y'all, okay, this is the last thing. I bought this book from Amazon. I intentionally, like, once I started writing the book, I stopped reading like other books, right? Because what happens is, excuse me, I was already, it's like my mind would start being like, well, what about? So I just stopped, right? But there were a few books that came out in the meantime, and or that I saw after I had, started the writing process. And mind you, I've also been working on this book for a really long time. So a really long time. So I finally started ordering stuff as things were coming in. And what I was gonna say, I'm not gonna say it, because it's not gonna be very difficult to find what I'm talking about, and it wasn't going to be in the best light. So I will not say it. I will not say it. But I will say this to y'all. As you are looking for tools, as you're looking for resources, as you're looking for people to study with, to work with, it is really important that you find people that people can vouch for, right? Every day there are new gurus and all of the things and teachers and all of this stuff that are popping up who couldn't help you navigate your way to the end of the block, right? And in the day and age of Chat GPT, it is so easy for people to become or gain perceived authority around something. And so I just want to offer that as you in these spiritual streets doing the stuff that you do, we're all trying to get to the best and highest version of our life, that we are making sure that the people that we are entrusting our journey with, that one, our spirit says, yes, this feels good. Yes, this feels right. Right. No, I don't know about this one, right? That we lean into that and that we follow that and that we allow ourselves to trust ourselves. And also that we vet the people that we are giving our money, our time, and our energy to. All right. So all of the stuff is in the description. Until next time, which will be next week, Wednesday, I think. Or hopefully I'll see you on Monday in the Spiritual Bath Masterclass. It's only $57, I think. $57. So hopefully I will see you in the Spiritual Bath Masterclass. Have a great rest of your night, and I will talk to y'all later.